this video I'll try to show you some of the GUI interfaces for local large language models, which we're gonna use Ollama with. So I found about 12 different interfaces, and I'm gonna provide some really quick overview of these apps that I found, and I also will provide a chart and URL links in description. And the chart will provide more additional testing and information and my own findings. So there are a lot of programs, and some of these programs use default Ollama models, which you can download from the Ollama.com website and section models. However, I find that interface might be a little bit more friendly and gives you more options. So there are some interfaces that use this downloaded models, and there are some programs that unfortunately use custom-made models, and I will point them out. Also, these programs, some of them are optimized and provide you with MLX support or tokens per second information. Not all of them do. And as you can see in this video, we will test some of the performances of these apps, and we're only gonna run one prompt, which is provide number list of 140 random dictionary words, one word per line, and we're gonna check a model, in this example llama. Actually they have 3 billion, so yeah, we're gonna use llama 3.2 3 billion models to test these apps. So to go over quickly the apps, you can check. I have the tabs. The first one is, as you can see, Ollama itself, which we're gonna use in terminal. Then the next one is MindMac. This program is pretty decent. However, it's paidware, so you have to pay for it, and it does not come with MLX support, doesn't provide the tokens per second, and I'll provide some more information later. This uses the default loaded models on the computer, so it takes an advantage of it. The next program, it's called Chatbox AI. That program is very cool, and also it's free, and they have also support for default models from Ollama, so it works out of the box. All you have to do is just download the software, and you can get that software from GitHub, or you can download it from the I believe Mac store. Okay, the next program is a known LM Studio. This comes with MLX support, so you can use MLX optimized models. However, it does not use Ollama default models, so this program comes with its own settings and download module, and it downloads models optimized for this program. So unfortunately this one does not use the built-in LLM models from Ollama. However, this one is one of my favorite apps too. It's a little heavy on resources, but it's pretty well done, and it can fully utilize your computer. Okay, the next program that I've used and tested is Msty. I believe it's Msty. It has a cool features. You can compare models. It's pretty quick. It also supports default Ollama models, and it's actually supported and updated frequently. and it comes with a free and paid version. And as you can see, it compares models next to each other. Interesting choice. The next program that we're gonna look, it's Ollama Spring. This program, it's actually located at the App Store, but you can also download it from a GitHub. Has a very basic interface, as you can see, but it uses the default built-in models, and does not support MLX, but it's free. We're gonna go over these programs later. The next one, it's Witsy. Witsy, it's another program that uses the default Ollama models, does not support MLX, and it's got a pretty basic interface, and it's as far as I know, it's free to use. Okay. The next one is Mac AI. Mac AI, it's a GitHub, it only has a GitHub page. It's open source, and it's also using the default built-in Ollama models, which is good, and it's very simple, but it seems to be working just fine, and it's also being updated frequently. The next app interface is called Hollama. Hollama is also updated frequently, has a very basic interface, and also works with built-in models. The next one you might heard of, it's John, and it's supposed to be open source, but unfortunately it also requires downloaded models, and it's using Hugging Faces and models and other, but it doesn't use a built-in Ollama models from Ollama that are installed in the system, which is a bummer. I really would like to have a support for that. So this John has a really nice interface too, and we're gonna look into that. The next one is called Private LLM. As you guys can see, there's a lot of apps that we might not even heard of, but Private LLM, it's another program that also has support for smartphone, and you can actually directly connect to your computer to provide the server services, and it's gonna talk to your phone and provide you local models. And it also does not support built-in Ollama models, so they have to be downloaded, and they use some custom models, which I'm not a big fan of. Alright, and the last one is Enchanted. This app has been advertised on App Store for a while, and unfortunately it's paidware, so they don't have a free version. You can download the source code, but you have to compile yourself. They don't provide the binary here, so unfortunately you have to go to App Store and buy it. I don't think it's that expensive, but still, if you know how to compile, you can get it for free. Otherwise, you have to go to the App Store and download. And this one is actually using the default Ollama models. Alright, so this is a brief overview of each of these programs that we're gonna go over, and I'm gonna also include the links in the description. Alright, so let's start with the first program and the speed test, and we're gonna see if we can see if it will perform the test correctly, and also if we can see performance tokens. Not all the apps provided, but we'll see which one will and which one will not. Okay, so we're gonna start with terminal. We have a built-in Ollama over here, and we already loaded the model. As you can see, I'm running the Llama 3.2 in verbose mode, so we can see tokens per second. And as you can see on my MacBook Pro M3, it's pretty fast. So it gives us 60 tokens over here per second. And let's see if this can perform the command properly. So we're gonna copy this prompt. Just get this entire line, copy, we're gonna paste it, and we're gonna hit enter. Okay, it's being output. We have some strange spacing between the numbers. Okay, so I guess it's doing every 10, it groups 10 words and separates it. So we got 140, so it's doing 10 words per group. And as I can see over here, it performed 100% correct. We got words, and they seem to be correct words, not some gibberish. And yeah, and we got the numbers. We got the 1 word per line, so executed it pretty quick. At 47 tokens per second, almost 48 tokens. So yes, it was performed pretty quick. Alright, the next program we have on the list is MindMac. We're gonna go to the program. So this is the interface for MindMac. Just to give you a quick overview, guys. This is where you can choose the connected APIs and models. I currently only have one model on this computer, so it reads from the model list, and as you can see, it's working pretty good. You can customize all these advanced settings in here. It supports pictures, as you can see, PDFs, text, Excel, and all these type of formats, including the MP4 movies, MP3. You obviously have to have a specified model for, let's say, pictures and some other you know, documentation that you want to utilize in this chat. But it's got a pretty decent support. And what else we have here? So we got settings, and this is where you add the API, and it's got a whole bunch of options here. It's actually pretty advanced and well designed, and I kind of like it, but the updates are not so frequent. And yeah, and it seems to be glitching out at some prompts. I don't know, it's probably due to the default settings, but we're testing just the default settings in all the programs. So let's run the command again. So we're gonna paste the text and request the prompt. So we have Ollama selected, Llama version 3.2, 3 billion, and we're gonna execute that, and let's see how that works. Okay, so it's kind of a pass. I would say like 90%. It's because it messed up with the numbers. From what I see, the words are rendered correctly, but as you can see, it goes up to 100. It's doing pretty well, and then you see actually 100 got messed up, and 101, 102, 103. So it didn't output the numbers per line correctly. It did a 40, which is 140, I assume, but yeah, so this one is kind of like a pass because of the words, but it's not 100%, and we can see that we're using the same model, and and it glitched out. So yeah, probably we have to just adjust some settings here, but by default it didn't render it correctly 100% on that specific model. Okay, the next program is, let's see, Chatbox. Alright, the Chatbox should be here. So Chatbox has also support for images and other documents, and you can also choose the model number in here, and it has some basic settings over here. So it's not super advanced as far as the settings goes, but let's see how that works. It has some sort of assistants here, so you can choose kind of which assistant you would like a translator, software developer. So it has some, I believe, some advanced options in here. So we're just gonna go just chat. We're gonna select Llama 3.2. We're gonna paste the prompt, and we're gonna hit enter, and we'll see if it renders correctly. So I like it so far. Okay, so we see the sidebar over here, it's growing, so it's not scrolling down correctly, but it renders the line number correctly. The word seems to be correct, and yes, we actually have a success here. So this program actually worked pretty well. Yep, it executed it correctly, and yeah, you can copy and paste, edit and modify. You also have a web browsing support and customization for specific chats. So yeah, this is a pass 100%. So that worked, and it's a very simple program, but I think it will be one of my favorite apps to use. Okay, the next one after the chat box, we have LM Studio. Okay, so under my primary account, I was able to launch LM Studio with Ollama 3.3, 3 billion MLX version. So over here we have provide number list of 140 dictionary words, one word per line. Okay, so we're gonna send this, and this is supposed to be even faster. Let's see. So it's performing pretty quick. It's going really fast. That's the MLX version. Okay, it stopped scrolling at around 70, but it's still rendering. Okay, so we got 58 tokens per second. It's pretty fast. We got the stats, and yeah, we got 140, one word per line. So yes, this model, even though it's downloaded and optimized by LM Studio, it's working correct. It's rendering the output correctly. It generated numbers, one word per line. So yeah, it's 100% pass. It's very fast, and this program has a lot of features and functions. Please provides the interesting stats like RAM, GPU usage, all that resources, and this is very sophisticated program, has a lot of capabilities. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and it's gonna be in my favorite list. MSTY, I believe Msty. Yeah, I really love the interface and how many options it has, and also it supports all kind of file types. Also, it updates quite frequently, so it's in an active development. I really want to love this program, but it has some strange restrictions. It's non-commercial for personal use only. So if you want to use for commercial use, you have to pay quite some money. You know, I think it's about $200 if you want a lifetime license. Um, and if you want to just pay yearly, it's $100, and then it unlocks the commercial use license. Um, you know, it has a lot of options. I'm not gonna be able to go over them, but it does support local Ollama server models. So that is a big bonus. Also, it shows you tokens per second, which is a nice bonus as well. And you can attach other, you know, providers as well. So it's very capable program. And yeah, so it has a lot of options here. You can customize this. It's just a little bit overwhelming at first, and you know, you have to kind of get around it. But let's see if it's any good. So let's see if we go to local AI, manage local AI models. Okay, so these are the feature models, installed models. Okay, so I have it was detected Llama 3.2, so it gives you the nice spec over here. You can also delete that from that interface as well. Alright, this is a big bonus. I really like it, and you can import some custom models as well. So let's go and try this out. So let's see, it says that the Llama 3.2 is loaded. We're gonna put the questions in. That is the default setup. So when you open the program, you start using it, this is the default you know, configuration, and we're gonna see if it works out of the box. Okay, so provide number list of 140 random dictionary words, 1 word per line, and that's a 3 billion model. Okay, let's hit enter and see how it goes. This program has a potential to be one of great programs, and let's see. So is that it? Okay, so when you go over some of these shortcuts here or icons, you can actually click and see that it's actually responding pretty quick. Yeah, so from my testing, but I cannot scroll this down. It doesn't seem like it's complete. So yeah, so we got a weird spacing here. It seems like it started nicely, but then it got some weird spacing and it stopped. It's just failed to render more words. It stopped at 13. I asked for 140. Let's see if we can do this again. Now it stopped at 15. So yeah, there was some issue here. As you can see, it has a lot of options here. I don't know if this is a context window size. I'm gonna increase that. I don't know if this will help, but as you can see, it's not default configuration. So now we just have to mess with this, and we'll see if this actually helps at all or not. I don't know, it started messing. So yeah, so the output is a fail. I tried 3 times, and the third time was slightly modified. Yeah, so I have an issue with this program. I cannot trust for the default answer. If I cannot get the correct answer, you know, I cannot use this program. So yeah, it's got a big potential. I'm really looking forward for fixes and changes to the program, but you know, with the basic usage, it's a big fail, and it's a shame, you know, because I was really looking forward to use this program a lot, and yeah, so unfortunately, it's a fail. Let's see if we can find this So this program is open source and it's free, and it also uses default models. It's very basic. It does support, I believe, images over here, and currently it says streaming. That means it's connected to the local Ollama server, and Ollama server has to be running for that to work. So we got this working. We got some um, settings for model performance right here, but there was not much. There's very basic interface. They don't have much over here to to use. It's very basic program, but yeah. So you can choose different languages here, and if you wanted to use some other languages, but yeah, it's very basic. So let's see how that works. So we're gonna paste this command. So we're gonna just correct that. Let me just copy this information one more time. Alright, so provide number. Okay, let's see how this works with the default llama. Alright, and it's pretty fast. Okay, let's see. It's still generating the answer. It's not auto scrolling down, which is strange. I have to wait for this to actually finish render, because okay, so so there was like a scrolling issue, but they update the software quite often, so I hope that they will fix this problem, with the auto scroll down when the answer is generated. But let's see at the results. So we got the words, we got the numbers, and it's all default settings in the program, and numbers are correct. We're getting over 100 now, and yeah, it's rendered correctly. We got all the numbers correctly, we got the words. Everything is 100% over here. So this program is a pass, and it rendered the answer pretty quick and precise. So for precision, I give it 100%. All right, the next program, it's Witsy. Let's see if we can test this program. And this also uses the default built-in models. This has a little more options and settings, so you can choose different providers here. Again, Llama 3.2 latest plugins, default language. So it has some settings here, and you get some more over here. You can customize this and create some shortcuts. This program looks pretty nice. Let's see how it performs. And it's free. So let's see. So we're gonna choose the llama, and we're gonna paste the prompt, and we're gonna hit enter, and we'll see if that works. It's taking its time, that's for sure, but let's see if the output is correct. It seems like it's doing something in the background, like updating or setting itself up. Not sure if it's pulling the model again, or okay, it's actually okay. Let's see. So it did work. Let's see. It has some basic information, but it doesn't show you tokens per second. Strangely, it didn't show how it was working, but you got the output uh, in one take, to say, at least, it's. I wish that I could see when it's working, so I'm not confused that it's stuck or broken or something. But yeah, I mean, we got this to work. We got the result. It wasn't pretty, but let's see. We got numbers, words. and it's going to 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so yeah, it seems to be working. So definitely it's a pass. The execution of this command, it's not that pretty. Interface is basic, but it does support files and default languages and other custom settings, but maybe there is an option in settings to enable the output, or it could be that my Mac is my memory of this Mac is overloaded and it's not refreshing this app correctly. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of apps open at the same time, but it's a pass and it worked, so I'll give it 100% to pass. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do Mac AI. So I got this Mac AI to work. Looks like it had to do something with the permissions, and that the program was downloaded and installed on the primary account, and that's why I'm running it under the primary account. Ollama is running in the background. So let's see how Mac AI works now. So we gotta go and make sure you click API, you add Ollama. As you can see, you choose from the drop down menu Ollama. It's default. We selected the model, which is 3.2, which we wanted. And yeah, you just hit update, save, and we can now open new chat. And let's see if our prompt works. So first we need to make sure we're using Ollama. Now we're gonna use the default assistant. Okay, so now we're gonna paste the question and we're gonna hit enter. Again, this program has some basic settings here and not so much, and I don't see a way to upload pictures, but it works with prompts, and let's see how it performs. So I see it groups it. It doesn't groups it in 10 words, but it renders. Okay, so it didn't render that all the way correctly. I asked for 140 words. Looks like it's doing 10, 15, 20, 25. So it groups them really strangely, but the numbers are correct. The line number is correct. The words, it's 1 word per line, which is correct. However, it rendered only 135. I asked for 140. So let's give it another go. We're gonna choose default. It's default. So for all AI expert. So let's see if this is gonna fail again. Okay, so now we got authentication error because we need to switch to Ollama. Okay, so second time it worked correctly. We got 140. I don't know why it glitched out in the first place. The one thing I don't like is that spacing and weird grouping. So there must be like a glitch processing the output. It's doing every 5 words. It's grouping them and separating them. But yeah, it's a pass. It's not 100%. I would say like 90% pass. So it does work, and it's pretty nice and decent program. You know, you have to maybe optimize it. There's not much options to do, but you can play with the settings here, and you see the context size. Maybe I just needed to increase that. So yeah, I think the context size was the issue here. Maybe I just have to do it like 40 messages or something. Yeah, so there are some settings that you can play with, and not so much, but there are a few. So yeah, so I can probably keep this program in one of my favorite lists because the output was correct. It wasn't formatted correctly, but it did its job. It's missing stats, which would be nice to see, tokens per second, but um, yeah, it works just fine. That will be all for Mac AI. The next program is Hollama. So this is another program that uses the default models, and we just gonna check the settings. And as you can see, I'm using the default models from the server, and yeah, it's gonna pull the information and it's connected. So the settings here are very basic. It's gonna start new session, and I don't see option to attach pictures, so it's probably just a text-based model, but that's what the basic interface of the Hollama is, and it's also free. So we're gonna choose this model and we're gonna test the prompt and hit run. So I see it's slowing down right now, so interesting that at first it's going like super fast, now it's slowing down, and I see it messed up, so it's a fail. It's a big fail. Fortunately, did 3 words in this case. You know, he did generate the numbers correctly. He started doing pretty well, 1 word per line as we requested. So yeah, so looks like it started messing up over here. Let's see, 60. Yeah, these words don't. I'm not sure if all these words are correct. They seem to be a little bit weird. Like this word over here, I'm not sure. We have 2 words here, 2 words here. So 67, it started messing with the default setting. So as you can see, we're using the same model most of the time, and the results are, you know, different in each different application. So certain programs are better than other, you know. So apparently this program is having a problem with default settings. Again, we will have to probably mess with the settings over here, which I don't want to do. If I see that a basic prompts are rendered correctly, then you know, then I can trust the program and I can see that okay, this program is the one I want to use, and then I can start messing with additional settings. By default, this program failed, so it's a big fail over here. And I had a big hopes for this program because it's free, and the interface, it's very simple, but you know, usable, and very low on the resources, I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't perform correctly. So yeah, so definitely settings here are messed up. Okay, the next program is John AI. Program is John, and John is a really nice program, and it's also for free, and it's in active development. It auto updates, and it's frequently modified and updated. As you can see, it supports many different models. However, it doesn't support default Ollama server, so you have to use Llama CPP model over here. to load, and it works with custom um models. Most of them are from Hugging Face and their own in-house models that are supported. So you can click the menu over here and you can see what's available to be downloaded right away. You can download. I downloaded Llama 3.2, and I got the 3 billion version to work over here. I had to struggle to get this to work. However, I wish I could access the built-in default models that come with Ollama. And yeah, other than that, it has some decent settings here and features. Plus, it provides the performance tokens per second. You can also see CPU and memory usage. And then you can install some additional extensions here to improve usability of the program. So let's see if this works with this prompt that we've been testing. So yeah, let's go back to chat. We got a new thread. We have to select the model, and as I mentioned, I already downloaded it, so we're gonna load this up and let's see if it works. Okay, so this has some settings, and as you can see, you can modify, but we're just gonna use the default settings for this test and see if it performs as required. Okay, so I'm gonna paste the prompt. All right, and then we hit enter and we'll see how it goes. All right, so looks like we got speed of 50 tokens per second, and let's see if it performed correctly. Looks like we have 140 lines, 1 word per line. So yeah, looks like it's a pass. It will be like my secondary app to use as a backup app due to the fact that I cannot use built-in Ollama. I've been trying to set up the server over here, the engine input model, and then you can create some additional settings, but I was not able to get it to work. All right, so that's a pass. Program works really well. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. Okay, this program is giving me a hard time. I don't think it's finished. It's crashing. It crashes a lot. I'm having a hard time installing the language models, and it doesn't support the default Ollama server models. It only supports the Hugging Face models, and yeah, I've been trying to get this to work under the other account. I had to actually go to the primary, and let's see if this is gonna work. So has a very basic interface. It doesn't support files from what I see. Also, it doesn't show tokens per second. And let's see if we can actually get this installed. So you go to the models over here. As you can see, there's few settings here, very basic, minimal options here. However, all these languages are linked up on their website. There is more description of the supported languages, but they are from Hugging Faces, and we're gonna go with a 3.23 billion parameter. This one, I mean, that's the only one I can see over here. So I'm gonna try to download this, and I know there's a lot of bugs in this program. When you're actually trying to install it, it gets stuck. You have to close it and reopen the model page to refresh. Also, when you delete, it doesn't show you a progress bar. I don't know, it might be due to the permissions under the other account. Let's see how that works under my primary account over here. So definitely glitch and basic, but we'll have to see how it performs, if it performs at all. Alright, so under my primary account, it actually loaded all the way up. We have the delete icon here, and this might work under my primary account. I don't know why, but this program was downloaded um, using my primary account. Maybe there is a permission issue on how to use it. So if you switch to another user where I record videos, apparently that didn't work well. Okay, let's see how that goes. So by default, we should be able to choose that 3.2. Okay, so I hit reopen. Yeah, so it's crashing. I cannot test this. It's a bummer. You know, this program doesn't seem to be working properly. Let's see if we can download a different model, because apparently 3.2 billion models, it's not working. As I say, this program is buggy. Doesn't seem to be working well. I don't know if the coder or developer of this program doesn't test all these models and optimize the source code for it, but apparently it looks like it's bugging out. So let's see. I know that 1 billion was working, but I'm trying to see 3 billions. Maybe we can get rid of this one. Let's see if this works. We're gonna delete this. As you can see, it doesn't provide a progress bar or progress of any type of action here. Let's refresh this. Okay, and let's see if it deleted it. So yeah, it seems like it deleted it, but it didn't show you the progress or anything, so you wouldn't even know if it did it or not. Alright, we're gonna try. Um, yeah, it's really okay, so we're gonna try the uncensored one. Let's see if this one works. Well, due to those issues, I'm definitely not gonna be using this program on as a daily driver. Okay, let's see if it crashes this time. We're gonna choose this language. It's loading. Okay, this time it loaded. So yeah, there was a glitch with the other language model. Well, apparently the developer has to optimize the code for it. So we're gonna paste the code and see how it performs. Yeah, so it's a fail, as you guys can see. It messed up really big. I think it's due to the specific language model. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is so bad. Alright, I'm gonna stop the test. It doesn't make sense to run it all the way. It's a fail. It's a big fail. Yeah, definitely needs a lot more work. Alright, we're gonna skip to the next test. Next program, Enchanted. Okay, this program hasn't been updated for 8 months. I see on GitHub that they did slight modifications, and seems like mobile app is being updated, but the desktop version for some reason is not updated. And yeah, and it's also paidware, so you have to pay for it, or you can compile it by yourself for free. As far as the settings, very basic settings. Looks like Ollama is not. It's asking for Ollama. Let's see what the default model is. Ollama. Let's see if this works. So it detects that there is Ollama 3.2, the latest one. I don't see anything else in here. Let's see. The settings are very small in here. So we got the message here. Let's paste the prompt and see if this one works with the default model correctly. Yep, it's actually working with the Llama server, and it's outputting it pretty quick. Similar symptoms, and like it's slowing down, choking down, and yeah, it was much faster, but yeah, it was worrisome. And yeah, it rendered 140 in a correct format, one word per line. So this is a pass. I don't see errors here, but yeah, so it seems like it's working, but it's very basic with minimal options here, and I don't see options to upload documents, to analyze pictures, or other PDFs or text documents. So this is it for this basic review. I'll provide a charts with some additional information, and yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys.